Hello! We are officially at 1 week of vlogging every day. It's pretty exciting. I didn't get you guys anything. Uh, Sorry. Maybe next week. But today I wanted to talk about something that's been getting a lot of buzz recently. And by recently I mean like a month and a half ago, but people are still talking about it. And that is House of Cards. And I mentioned before that I watch a lot of TV. This is true. I also read a lot of TV criticism. So these aren't necessarily my thoughts, but these are thoughts that I've had and that I've heard from other people. Because let me start off with this. I liked House of Cards. If you don't know, it's a show that premiered on Netflix. They dropped it all 13 episodes, maybe like a month and a half ago. They dropped them all one weekend and said, "Go at it, people." And me, being the lazy grad student that I am, I watched it all in one weekend, all 13 episodes. I don't think that was the best decision that I've made, but it was a decision, and I made it. And this was kind of just like I mean, they were going to do this anyway, but also the big thing is they are releasing Arrested Development, and it was just announced May 26th, the fourth season of Arrested Development. I believe there are 15 episodes. All of those are going to drop, and that's probably going to set the internet on fire. So, they did this House of Cards thing to sort of, I guess, let them know what it would be like. But also because this was already in development, it was happening. But they didn't want their first thing to be Arrested Development, probably in case it went bad. But it didn't. I think the news back is that House of Cards has been a pretty huge success. A lot of people really like it, and I liked it. I thought it was good. It's certainly better than most of the stuff that's on television. But I don't think, and this is something that I've heard a lot of people are saying it's one of the best shows ever. Like they're putting it on par with Mad Men and Breaking Bad and shows like that, and it's not really anywhere close to those. I think. I mean, I do think it's very good, and I thought it was, like I said, better than most things on television. But it's not. It's not those. If there are different tiers, it's not the first tier. I'm sorry, it's just not. Um, so I was trying to think about why that is. I mean, there are a lot of different reasons. The main character, played by Kevin Spacey, who does a good job. I mean, it's a very kind of campy, outlandish, almost cartoonish character. You expect him to have a mustache and just twirl it while he's doing evil things. He's kind of hard to relate to. He's kind of out there. You don't really ever understand what he's doing or why he's doing it. He has a stated goal at the beginning of the series, and it sort of feels like he's fulfilling that goal, but by the end, it's not really his goal anymore. It sort of shifts and changes. His motives aren't always clear. Yeah, that was kind of weird. There's some like extraneous plot points, like his wife, played by Robin Wright Penn, I think, Robin Wright Penn. She's really good, but I don't know why I need to see her and her like lover. I don't hear an episode of that. I'm not sure about any of that. And then you've got Kate Mara's character Zoe, who, I mean, this is a slightly better portrayal of what I'm sure, this journalism in the new world is like, but it still seems like something that's a couple years old. Just this whole, she gets a job later in the season, and it's like at this place where they don't have any furniture, and there's no bosses, and there's no rules. And it just sort of seems like what someone's idea of a place like that would be like, instead of what that place might actually be like. The best character is the representative, Paul Russo, I think. It's been a while since I watched it, so if I get these details wrong, I'm really sorry. That guy, the actor who played him, I want to say his name's Frank Stoller. I should have looked all this up. I apologize for not doing that. He's got a very, very compelling storyline. I've enjoyed watching the stuff about him. And so the way that they decided to in that character's arc was just sort of baffling to me. I don't know why they thought that was a great idea. I mean, it doesn't really up the ante. It just sort of It just seemed like something that needed to happen to make Frank more like awesome or something. You know, awesome in the way that like Walter White is awesome. It didn't feel necessary. Just felt like, hey, this would be a shocking thing that we could do. That's not really that shocking because anyway. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad series, and whenever the second one comes out, they've already inked a deal for a second series or season or whatever they're gonna. I don't know what this isn't like traditional television, so I don't know what to call it. Yeah, they've already inked a deal for another slate of episodes, and I'll probably watch those. But I think the biggest takeaway from this is not the show itself, but sort of, and this is what everyone's saying. It's not that the show itself is revolutionary, but the way that it was sort of released to the world could very well be revolutionary, especially when you have companies like Amazon sort of getting into this game as well. Are they going to release, when they do shows, are they going to release all those at once? Who knows? So that's more interesting than I think the show itself is, which is, kind of sad, um, but also, I mean, it's a good show to just sort of watch over a weekend. It is like I think a prototypical Netflix kind of show. You can just binge watch it over a weekend and then be done with it, and you don't have to think about it ever again. But I mean, a lot of people seem to really love it, and that's fine. I mean, I don't think you're bad if you love it, but that's it. I didn't. I don't know that it, for me personally, I don't know that it merits that kind of just deep love. The way that I think shows like Mad Men and Breaking Bad and even Game of Thrones and stuff like that do. I think those shows are just at another level. Um, so those are my thoughts on that. I'm sure there's like 1% of people that were interested by this, but this is the kind of hard hitting vlogging that you can expect from this channel. So boom, that's right, that just happened.